Why are you grunting?
I've been hanging around you too long.
Man, you too young to be grunting like that.
I've been hanging around him too long. He's trying to rub off on me.
Just grunting. Got a grunt to sit down. Ugh.
Got a grunt to get up. It's a grunting season. Hey, that's a sermon right there.
Ooh, what you say?
It's a grunting season.
Grunting season. Man, what is going on?
Man, life. Just like, before we get into it, welcome to Perspective Alley. Thank you guys for traveling all the way back down to Perspective Alley. I'm Theo Mack.
I'm Dr. Nathaniel Granger Jr., a.k.a. What?
Dr. Nate Relates.
Dr. Nate Relates.
That boy think he's cold over there.
No, you think I'm cold.
Nah, I don't. Man, life's been happening.
It's been a lot though, huh?
Just in general?
Just life, period. It just seems like different ones seem to be very overwhelmed, and certainly in my practice and just seeing different people presenting with similar problems. You know, across the board, quite a few of my clients have been presenting with this feeling overwhelmed.
Okay.
And very anxious. And one matter of fact, just even earlier, got a message where, you know, where a client mentioned they felt like they were losing their mind. Yeah.
Is that, how common do you think that is? Because a lot of people, I think, deal with that. At least have a feeling of anxiety or living with the anxiety. I feel like they're losing their minds. They can't get a grasp on it, escaping them. Is that the norm for people who are inserting themselves into therapy? Or is that just a generalization of man?
Well, I mean, certainly, it's a kind of twofold question. You know, it is certainly, you know, consistent with the human condition that we all have a level of anxiety. We live with what is called an existential angst, which is an anxiety that we all live with. And part of that is because we're the only creature who knows that we are going to die. And so we look to,
I know that,
you know, buffer the symptoms of fear of dying with creature comforts. So we keep doing stuff. We got to do this. We got to do this. We got to do so much. And what happens is we become overwhelmed. And the sad thing about it is people are on their phones way too much. You know, one person had presented and they told me, say they go to bed with their phone, they can't sleep because they're on their phone until they fall asleep on their phone. And they say, "Doctor, I wake up in the middle of the night." I said, "What do you do when you wake up?" The client said, "I grab my phone." You know, well, you have such a relationship with your phone that you're not allowing the brain to rest. Your brain has to be turned off in order to rejuvenate.
Wow.
Did you know learning takes place when you're asleep?
Yeah, you can put on Spotify stuff like music and stuff like that when you're sleeping. And you can learn.
No.
You can do that. I know I trailed off a little bit.
You're missing the point. Turn off everything. Everything. You don't need Spotify.
Well, no, what I'm saying is that when you're asleep, your brain can still learn. Like when you asleep.
Yes, it's learning what you already took in for the day. I mean, stuff it solidifies during rest. You know, that's why so sometimes, a lot of times when people feel that they're learning, but then man, I don't know what's wrong with my mind. I'm just keep on forgetting. Well, the reason why you're forgetting because what you learned did not solidify in your brain into the long stored memory bank because the brain never rests.
Oh wow!
It takes REM sleep in order for what you learn to solidify.
That's what you're saying.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
And
see, you missed it because you're not getting enough sleep.
This REM sleep thing, and maybe I'm just proving your point. My Apple Watch, more often than not, I sleep with it on. I don't use it while I sleep, but it tracks my sleep. And one of the things that it talks about is REM sleep. Oh, you didn't get enough REM sleep a lot of times, it'll say. And I haven't really tried to figure out what that is. REM sleep.
Yeah, that's deep sleep.
Yeah, that's right.
That's deep sleep. That's where the brain and the body is so resting. In fact, you go into like a paralysis like state.
Mm.
And the brain is resting, the body is resting. You know, when you work out, you know, now the muscles are regenerating and recovering. The brain is recovering. You are in REM sleep. You know, so everything recovers. But when you do not allow yourself to go into REM sleep because the brain is overly stimulated, you don't allow the brain to ever rest enough to have a few hours of deep REM sleep. Then you wake up and then you wonder, I don't know what it is. I'm always in the fog. I don't know, my brain just in the fog.
He's talking to me
Look,
now.
no, I ain't talking to you because people,
Because that's me.
you're not sleeping. You have to. There's so much stuff. There's so much stuff that we have to contend with in this thing called life.
Mm-hmm.
That some kind of way I have to be able to turn it off just for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I have to separate my mind, my body, and my soul from all of the chaos, you know, and tap into, you know, people talk about spiritual. Allow your spirit to grow.
Mm.
My spirit is not growing if I'm constantly feeding it artificial stuff. That's a whole nother thing.
That's a lot. So much artificial stuff going on around here. Wow, that's interesting. I didn't really piece those things together.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so, I guess, useful. And I tell you what, just to make it about me, the 1 hour that I take before I go to sleep and before after I wake up, before touching the phone, it's really shifted a lot. And that deep sleep you're talking about, for the first time in so long, I was told via technology we need to stop using that. My sleep was uninterrupted.
Well, that's a beautiful thing.
Really, does that
you
ever
feel
happen?
better, don't you?
I said uninterrupted sleep. I didn't wake up at all.
Man, that's a beautiful
I said,
thing.
I wake up 2-3 times a night.
That's enough to make you happy right there.
I was like, man, something must be happening.
That's enough to rejuvenate you right there.
What we working?
You wake up and get I had uninterrupted sleep.
Uninterrupted.
Wow. Wow, that is phenomenal.
Let that be the reason we need to stay
have
off
not-
them phones.
Yeah.
Stay off for the computers. Stay off for the TVs. And
don't drink anything past 6 p.m. I ain't
that's
had,
don't listen to him. That's some
No,
old man stuff.
well, I haven't had uninterrupted sleep in 20 years.
Really?
I ain't had uninterrupted sleep.
Uninterrupted sleep? You ain't woke up in your sleep? Woke up in the middle of the night?
I mean, I have.
That's interrupted sleep.
No, I have not had
Oh.
uninterrupted sleep
Oh.
in many years.
That's because you're not drinking anything past 6 p.m.
No, you're missing
Your
it.
brain is fried.
No,
What you saying?
you're not hearing me.
I'm not hearing
See,
you.
this is the thing with a lack of sleep. This is what I'm trying to tell you. I have not had uninterrupted sleep in
Right.
20 years. That means my sleep has been interrupted all the time.
I caught that part now.
Because I get up in the middle of the night simply because I got to pee. Since you want to know all of that, I got to pee. And so I try not to drink past 6 p.m. because I don't like waking up every morning at 2:30, between 2:30 and 3. I get up, I got to pee.
Well, a lot of our viewers don't have that problem.
Well, a lot of them do.
Who in here who's waking up in the middle of the night, peeing every night?
Because some of y'all not getting adequate sleep. So you just lay there and you pee in the bed.
That's not
How many people pee in the bed? Because they ain't getting up.
I don't remember the last person who peed in the
Well, all right. Well, I get up.
Don't pee in the bed. Don't
Don't pee in the bed, but no.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, but don't drink water after 6 p.m.
As I'm getting older, no, man, trivia. I sometimes I have a lot of dreams where, you know, I'm like peeing, I'm at a concert and I'm peeing, I'm like, oh, I'm in a dream. And I'm like, I'm so glad my brain could separate. I probably do need to eventually start shifting over to 6 p.m. cutoff your drinking. Because if I get older and I can't control my bowels when I'm sleeping,
Nobody said
90,
nothing
100 years old like yourself,
Look, nobody ain't saying nothing about control.
and can't control his bowels and pissing in the bed.
Bowels ain't got nothing to do with pissing in the bed.
Oh no, that's something else. Control his bladder.
Well, that's
and
right.
Pissing in the bed. Yeah, maybe I should take that advice.
I'm not. Look. Don't pay him no mind whatsoever because you don't know.
Look here.
You just you. First of
Christmas is coming up.
First of all,
The pins are coming up.
First of all, get your adequate amount of sleep. First and foremost. First and foremost. Then you come talk to me about bladder function.
We in there, brother. Man. So transitioning. We are another episode of Perspective Valley. We're talking about this craziness right here, but there's a lot of craziness going on in the world right now. And I don't want to get too political and things like that, but it seems people are divided, and people's brain is either hyper focused on what's going on outside of our country, or they just don't care about it. So I wanted to ask you, we don't have to go too far. Do you have any comments or concerns about what's going on outside?
I mean, of course I do. I think I would be, certainly being, priding myself in being a psychotherapist. Yes, I'm very much concerned about human behavior, not just locally, but globally. As you know, we are the host of the of the World Congress of Existential Therapy, which is going to be here in June, where we have we have therapists from 33 countries coming here. And so I'm very happy to be the co-host of this, and it's a huge event. And so, yes, I'm very concerned about what is happening locally, but also I'm concerned about what is happening globally. And overall, there's a concern I have for the human condition. I wouldn't be in the work that I'm in today if I didn't have such a concern about the human condition. One of the things, if I may, since you asked that question, that I really am concerned about, speaking of human condition, is so many of us are self-diagnosing ourselves. So many people are like ChatGPT and what they feel they have some symptom of, only to conclude that, man, ChatGPT, I don't even want to say ChatGPT said that GPT, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Said that I got bipolar disorder.
Yeah.
And so you run on that and you live on that. Man, I got bipolar disorder. Then you start looking up other things to confirm your belief that you have bipolar disorder. And that's called a confirmation bias. You look for the things to confirm that you got something wrong.
Right.
And so many people are self-diagnosing. You got so many people out there are mental health specialists. I have never in my life seen more mental health specialists that know everything there is to know about mental health that it took me 12 years to know.
Well, it's kind of like double-edged a little bit too, because I don't believe most of those people. I think most of them don't know what they're talking about, but I'm sure there's some who educated themselves. It might not take them 12 years because of how much is readily available. Back in your day, you had to dust off books.
Well, back in my day,
if you could find a book,
back in my
day, they had stones that had the letters written in them.
Back in my day, we actually read books.
They were chiseling words in stone.
No, we actually
read
all these books. We actually read books. When was the last time you read a book?
When the last time you did something outside of a book?
You didn't even read your coloring books. You didn't even read your coloring books. You didn't read the caption on the bottom of your coloring books on each page?
I colored the coloring books, though.
Right, you colored.
I bet you scribbled outside of the lines when you colored in your coloring book.
No, I stayed within the lines, but that's beside the point.
No.
You never read the caption. So you just colored the elephant pink. When the caption said, "See the gray elephant." But you didn't read the caption.
That's not true.
You failed to read the caption.
That's not true. That's not true. That's not fair. But, yeah.
What?
You have all these people out here who think they know everything, and maybe because technology is pretending or making them comfortable in their, for lack of better words, insight, and ChatGPT is doubling down on it. It was already bad before ChatGPT.
Well, you're absolutely right. I think one of the greatest tragedies as a man is not ignorance, but is intelligence. That is a great tragedy. We know too much.
Too smart for your own good.
Too smart for your own good.
Just too.
Back in the day, too smart for your own bridges. I like bridges.
Bridges.
You too smart for your own bridges. That's what they used to tell me.
Wow.
But yeah, think
Yeah.
about it though. It's really, I don't. My fear is that we become so intelligent that we are actually stupid.
That's the one.
That we're missing it.
Mm-hmm.
We're relying on external, just say AI, which is artificial intelligence. But God has given us an intelligence that's not artificial.
Mm-hmm.
I have a real mind. I have a real brain. And we're not using our brain. We're not getting an adequate sleep.
Don't
First and
point at me.
foremost, we're not even getting the sleep. We're not allowing our brain to do what our brain is supposed to do.
True.
And so we feeding it with all of this stuff, and then we walk away thinking we knowing everything, but you ain't even had good sleep in 2 weeks.
Mm.
You exemplifying the behaviors of somebody who was on meth cocaine, on methamphetamine.
Walking around like a zombie.
Right.
Zombified. Oh, nothing from nothing.
Right, but knowing everything.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Just completely backwards.
Can tell you everything about everything. They don't know nothing.
Walking around pale. Eyes sunken in.
Don't know your head from a hole in the ground.
Man.
So it's a sad state of affairs.
It is unfortunate.
And so.
But what do we do with it? I think, yeah. You're going to have people who are going to abuse technology, and you're going to have people, I believe, that's, going to let technology abuse them.
Wait a minute.
You're going to have people who abuse technology. You're going to have people who allow technology to abuse them. Pretty much the same.
Why does there have to be any abuse involved?
I know, but that's the thing. That's reality, ain't it? People abusing technology and technology abusing them.
But then you're going to have those who are going to progress, though.
Those two, yeah.
What about just people who are just... And that's another thing, because some people refuse to progress because they are afraid of what they don't know. And so I remember many years ago when, I'm telling my age here, when the microwave oven came out.
I was just about to say microwave.
When the microwave oven came out, my grandmother refused to have a microwave oven in the house because of her fear
that was the devil.
That it caused cancer.
Oh.
She was afraid. She said, "Oh, microwave ovens cause cancer," And so for years, she didn't have a microwave oven. Needless to say, she died from cancer. No, I'm just kidding. Lord Jesus, forgive me. I'm just kidding.
Lightning strike. Boom.
Boom. No, she didn't. But she eventually got a microwave oven. Understand this, though. On one hand, Grandma was right. Microwaves do cause cancer. Radiation does cause cancer.
Yeah.
But it's not enough radiation in the microwave oven that's going to give you cancer. You're not going to put your Hot Pocket in there, eat the Hot Pocket once it come out, and all of a sudden you got tumors everywhere.
There's a slight, this dying.
Right, so it doesn't happen like that. So on one hand, she was right, but on one hand, she was wrong. And the right that she thought she knew, she allowed fear to get in, and because of fear, she wouldn't progress. And so what's happening is, sometimes we are afraid of what we don't know. So some people are afraid of AI. No, I don't want to deal with that AI thing. I don't want to deal with that, because you are afraid. And because you are afraid, now you won't progress.
Wow.
I still got people who years ago said that they refused to use the World Wide Web.
The World Wide Web.
They thought it was of the devil. Thought it was crazy. They refused to use the World Wide Web.
And
they refuse to use the internet.
Kind of, and the way I can see what they're saying, like I always say, you brought the iPhone 17 back to the 1800s, they're going to burn you at the stake. You can FaceTime somebody in China with no delay. They're going to burn you at the stake.
But you have to progress.
Yeah.
We have to allow ourselves to, we can't allow fear to keep us from progression.
Right. It's crazy you have that story. My great-grandmother thought it was of the devil, the microwave. Wouldn't use it.
Wouldn't use it.
Because he thought it was the devil. The devil.
Yeah.
The devil, right? So the cancer thing is crazy. But yeah, I understand.
My grandmother wouldn't even have a clothes dryer.
No?
No. Oh, no. For years. I mean, we were like, I was a teenager. I was way older before she finally, like, Grandma, you got to get a clothes dryer. She had a washing machine, the kind that you put the clothes in the thing, and it was a wheel, and you ring it. She had a hand one, but then she eventually got the electric kind. You stick the pants in there, and it squeezed the water out, and then you hang them on the clothesline with the clothespin.
Right.
And so I'd be out there many a day with my grandmother holding the little bucket, the little bag thing of clothespins while she hang the clothes on the line.
Mm-hmm.
But then in the wintertime, because this was Chicago, in the wintertime you can't you can't hang clothes out on the line. So in the basement, she had lines everywhere, clothes lines everywhere, clothes hanging up over here, sheets hanging up over there. You can't even get from one end of the basement. You be fighting clothes because she wouldn't get a dryer, man.
It's gonna make it hard for you.
She would not get a dryer.
Wow, I bet she was strong too. I bet she had a grip. Like if she grab a hold to you, man. Old women who still working like that.
Most of them old people had grips too. They snatch you up.
Yeah, it's not one of them old ladies.
In a hard.
They outside plowing all day long.
Boy.
Grip strong, cold. Oh man.
And so yeah, man. So we got to progress. But when we progress in our ignorance, like everybody thinks people throwing around the term narcissist like never before. Yeah. I'm so sick of it. How's everybody in the world a narcissist all of a sudden?
Because they just now learning their way.
Right. Everybody just now learning the word. Now everybody is a narcissist.
Who do you think a narcissist is?
Well, it's beside the point. Who?
Who do you think? I know somebody watching thinks somebody else is a narcissist. I think everybody watching.
Everybody watching thinking somebody else is a narcissist.
And they probably the narcissist.
And see, that's it.
Everybody narcissist.
Everybody else a narcissist. Everybody else have the problem.
But me.
Isn't that a little narcissistic within and of itself?
It's a little narcissistic in and of itself.
And so, yeah.
So what do we do with that? I don't know what we do with it. I think people should, you said, get off the phone a little bit.
And get some sleep.
Get some sleep, touch some grass, read a book. Socialize, therapy, go see somebody.
You know what? Something you said, I don't know if you realized the impact of what you just said. When you said, what did you say about grass? Did you say
go touch some grass?
I thought you said smoke some grass. No, touch grass. Get in touch with nature.
Smoke some grass, he said.
No, I said no.
Smoke some grass.
You did not hear
me
say
that. Go smoke
I'm saying
some grass.
Get in touch with nature. Boy. You are silly.
Oh, man.
Well, I appreciate this. I appreciate our people looking in, checking in on us once again.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you for traveling all the way back down to Perspective Valley. We love to have you. I've been Theo Mack.
I'm Dr. Nathaniel Granger Jr.
That's Dr. Nate Relates over there.
Dr. Nate Relates.
Yeah, man. And we're privileged to have you come on here once again. We have a saying here on Perspective Valley that we understand that perspective is
it's a hell of a thing.
Yes, sir. Until next time.